timbers!
Welcome, Buccaneers, to the Pixel Pirate program. This is your host, Pixel Pirate, and the first story we are looking at this week is DirectX 11.1 is exclusive to Windows 8. Now, for those of you who don't know what DirectX is, basically it handles, well, in layman's terms, it kind of handles all the 3D stuff. You have tools when you're a developer, you have tools in DirectX to help make your game. Microsoft owns the rights to DirectX, and basically it handles all the physics and all this other stuff. So it's used in a majority of games. Now, what happened in previous times with DirectX is, in particular, DirectX 10 was actually exclusive to, I think, Vista. And what that brought with it was some major developments in the field of physics, namely the game would handle the physics on your computer instead of on servers. Physics was vastly improved, and all sorts of other stuff. Now, the only thing that DirectX 11.1 brings with it is native stereoscopic 3D support, which means that that games will have 3D built into it if the developer chooses to do that, and they will have to be programmed with particular graphics cards in mind. Obviously, if they do manage to do it, well, if they do it, it will happen, then games will definitely have support for all video cards, but I can't see that being a really big problem for people who are running Windows 7. When it happened with DirectX 10 on Vista, nothing was really supported for years. So there were a few games here and there, but they also had DirectX 9 support. So I can't really see it being a problem for Windows 7 users, and really it's even less features than DirectX 10 had. So I have no problem with this at all. I won't be getting Windows 8. I'm sticking with Windows 7 because I like it better. Of course, your mileage may vary, but if you get Windows 8, then you'll have the DirectX 11.1. So there you go. And in an interesting development from Valve, Gabe Newell confirms that the Source 2 engine is basically ready, and that all they're waiting for is a game for it to ship with. Obviously, it won't be the new Counter-Strike because that's already out, although they could create a new one, who knows. But he was in a chat with the 4chan's V-board, and he was quoted as saying, "We've been working on the engine itself for quite a while," and he continues, "We've just been waiting for a game to roll it out with." So it'll be very interesting to see what kind of game it does roll out with. I'm sure it will be a blockbuster, whatever it is. Valve are known for their quality releases, and with their new engine, there will be no exception to that, I imagine. They will want it to come out with a bang, I guess. And so that will be extremely interesting to see. Now, unless you've been living under a rock, you'll know that Black Ops 2, or Call of Duty Black Ops 2, has been released. There has been a little bit of an uproar for their security and enforcement policy. I don't really see what the fuss is about, but I'll tell you briefly what it's detailing. There is a document that you can read, and it has definitions. You can be banned for modding, hacking, you can be banned for pirated content, unsupported peripheral and devices and applications. You can be banned for boosting, so helping people gain XP when you really shouldn't be. Glitching, so using glitches to gain perhaps benefits from the map or some other way. Offensive behavior and offensive emblems. So I don't really see a problem. The only one of the few things that I can see there being a problem with is perhaps the offensive behavior. If people report other people, it could be a problem. If let's face it, there's going to be a large amount of 13-year-olds playing this game, and teenagers, and they tend to have a temper. If you sort of cross them, they'll try and mess you up any way they can, and it could be that they'll use the reporting system in a derogatory manner. The other interesting thing that is in the document is banning for inappropriate live streaming. Now, in case you don't know, Black Ops 2 actually has a inbuilt live streaming that allows you to live stream through YouTube. The YouTube live streaming is not all that good anyway, but there is the availability there for you to do that. And if your live stream is inappropriate, you can be banned from the game for it. However, all this information is tempered with the knowledge that in previous games they really didn't do a great deal about hackers and things like that, so I can't see this having any great impact on the community, although their policies could change with this new game, who knows. And Rockstar have released more screenshots for GTA 5. One of the interesting things that have come out about the game is that it will have 3 main protagonists that you can play, and that each protagonist's story will interweave. So they have 3 separate campaigns for each protagonist, and you can play them all, obviously, and they all interweave. So their stories sort of have a lot to do with each other, which I think is going to increase the replayability. In fact, I think it's going to increase the replayability about 3 times, because you'll be able to play the campaign 3 times through, which I think is a good news for the game, because generally speaking, the multiplayer isn't used. It's the single player that is main game for this franchise. So here's hoping that the actual gameplay will be good, because if it is, then there will be a fantastic amount of content for gamers out there. So here's hoping. And that, my friends, is it for this week. So thanks everyone for watching, and don't forget to follow us on Facebook and Twitter, and we'll see you next time.
Shiver me timbers!